Welcome back to Golden Woodworks. We are just picking up where we left off in the part 1 of the Daybed built-in video. So I spent some time after the last video ended and I just really dialed in this design here. And this is going to tell me everything I need to know about all the lengths and all the angles. And if you remember in the last built-in video, I had this giant structure built that helped me find all the angles, and I don't regret doing it, but if I could have done it this way, I definitely would have. I have went ahead and built the platform that the cabinets will sit on in the house, but I'll just go off of this for all of my cuts that I need, and we will just start by cutting all of these vertical pieces to the right length. So these pieces are where two of the bookshelves come together that have the angle on it. I like to cut these at the same time because then if it's too short, then I've ruined two pieces. No, I just cut them at the same time so that way it ensures that this angle comes together nice at the top. I'm just kind of laying this out on the floor as I go just so I can make sure that nothing is terribly wrong. So all of this looks right. This is where the bed will be. And then I've got these pieces standing up over here that will make up the other two bookshelves. So what I want to do with these, again, before I get too carried away, is to paint all of the surfaces on the inside while they're all separate pieces, so that way I can just lay them all flat, paint them, let it dry, and then I can assemble everything and then put the shelves in. And I'll just move on from here to cutting all of my shelves to length. I'll start working on the bed frame and figuring all of those dimensions out. I gotta do something about the dust situation. You might be waiting for that leads me to today's sponsor. You'd be wrong. There's no sponsor. I've seen the TikTok guys do that. I'm not sure if that's standard operating procedure. So I'm ready to apply the finish on these white oak shelves. I've just got them all sanded and I've got the round over on the front edge. And for this I'll be using the Rubio Monocoat in natural because we're going for not much color change on these. We're trying to get it to match the floor, and I've already tested a sample of this and it is a really good match. So you can see color-wise, not much different, but it has that nice sheen over top of it. This is a unfinished chunk of white oak, so you can see pretty much no color change at all. Alright, so we just finished up the shelves and we're gonna move on to the bed portion now. So a couple of these lines are what's going on the inside here. So this panel here and this one underneath. So just ignore a few of these lines. We're gonna build it to where the mattress sticks up 2 inches above the very corners, and then it will drop down in the middle. So I want this rip to end here, which is exactly 10 inches. I'll have to figure out what this angle here is and cut that out. And then this will be capped with a 1x2. So I've got this piece all cut out. Now I'm gonna work on the top cap for it. The computer will tell me the length and the angle I need for this portion here, but I'm just gonna get the angle I need and then use the actual piece to mark the lengths of each of my individual pieces. I trust the computer is accurate, but I don't trust how accurate I cut this. It's close, but it might not be, you know. So I'm just gluing up these pieces now, and these little pinch clamps are just barely hanging on. Yeah, so one just popped right off. I'm gonna end up CA gluing these together with Tite Bond. The CA glue will hold the joint until the Tite Bond dries, and I think that will be plenty strong versus trying to get these clamps to stay. Alright, so the last thing you saw was either me finishing the shelves or me putting on that trim. I don't remember which one because that was a few days ago. But since then I've just been sanding and priming some more. And I figured I wouldn't film a lot of that, or I guess any of it, because if you've seen one person sand, you've seen everybody sand pretty much. So I've got all of these pieces primed now. These are all sanded and ready to paint, all the ones leaning up against the garage doors. So I will go ahead and put the footboard shelves together, and I will put the headboard shelves together, and then I can paint both of those, and then I can go ahead and paint everything else individually, and then tomorrow I can start putting it all together. Hope nobody opens these doors. To just shoot it instead of fussing around with this thing. Alright, so this is the piece that will go the farthest right, and the bed will sit right here. So basically right now I'm just assembling what will be easy to paint as one unit, and what will not be easy to paint as one unit I'm going to leave separate. So like all of the shelves that are white oak, I don't want to have to mask off what's white oak. I just want to paint the sides over there. I just want to paint them all in one shot and then install the shelves after it's all painted. If you notice, when I screwed this together, I marked a line to set this back about 1/8 of an inch. That's because my white oak shelf that will go here has a roundover on it, and I didn't want a flush joint right here. I wanted the shelf to stick out just a hair. Alright, so we're ready to start spraying. The color, I'm using Benjamin Moore Regal Select, and the color is called Cushing Green. So I've combined the 2 gallons into this one, and I'll prime the sprayer and start putting down the color on all these parts. There goes nothing! I will be really shocked if I don't have any runs, because that first pass I did was absolutely atrocious. Alright, everything's sprayed now, and some of the first pieces I did are looking sick. So, I'll come back tomorrow and we'll do another coat. And no drips on this, because I went back and forth way too many times because it didn't cover very well, and I knew it was a mistake as soon as I did it, but I did it anyways. So I'm just going to start installing the shelves in these, and then I'll screw the shelves in from the sides, because these will be sandwiched together and nobody will ever see. Can't ask for a much better fit than that. Scares me every time. Well, so far everything's fallen right into place. Well, this one's done. This one was the most tricky just because of the angle, and it's got this shelf with the angle on it, but I've got it extra reinforced. It's very solid. Everything feels good. So there we go. I've got all the shelves installed. At this point, it is Monday. Install is tomorrow. I'm going to take these and deliver them to the house this afternoon, so that way tomorrow morning they'll all be there and I can just get right to installing. And I'll go ahead and take that piece and that piece as well. So I'll get all the big stuff, and then all my tools I'll just carry over there tomorrow. So I went ahead and attached a brace to a couple of the shelves, and then the top left corner and the bottom right corner, just to give it some rack strength, because it does sway, or it does rack a little bit back and forth, and as I'm moving it I don't want to overdo that and break something, or I just feel better about it being more rigid when I'm trying to move it around versus just having all the screw points holding it together. Oh, I really don't want to open that door. It's like 100 degrees outside and an even higher number in humidity. You can do it. So I've just went around and installed a perimeter all the way around and on the inside for the platform to sit on.